Welcome to the circus, the true crime YouTube scene, where drama's the star and the facts aren't so clean. She's on her channel, she's screaming with flair. She ducks poor Nana, her address is bare. The drama volcano, it's ready to blow. Subscribe their popcorn for the Crama Show. It's Crama's true crime circus. Round and round we go. Not much truth, just trauma, stealing all the show. Narcissism, borderline, maybe psychopathy, fueling all the chaos in this YouTube. The ladies are screeching, they're hurling those names. Snake, liar, fraud. It's their favorite game. No problems to find, no solution in sight. Just a merry-go-round of emotional fights. Subs egg it on, they're loving the mess. Trauma bonding nightly in this hot circus press. Grandma's true crime circus. Round and round we go. Not much truth, just trauma, stealing all the show. Narcissism, borderline, maybe psychopathy, fueling all the chaos in this YouTube screen. It's the borderline stream, this emotional ride. No facts, just feelings with nowhere to hide. They gather each night for their drama parade. Significance found in the mess that they've made. So tune in tomorrow, the circus won't stop. Crama's true crime keeps the drama on top. With insults and screams, it's a wild, wild scene. Crama's true crime circus, fighting to be YouTube drama queen.
All right. Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. Just a little light-hearted ditty to start this off. Okay. All of YouTubia is talking about the Karen Reed trial, correct? What a great outcome, in my opinion. I know that there are some people that are disappointed because they did, in fact, feel like the Commonwealth made their case and that it should have been a guilty verdict. And I definitely respect your opinion on that. But overall, you know, she's tried twice. First go around, they did not think that she was responsible for his death, but they made a mistake on the charging document. I mean, not charging documents, the verdict slip. And then lo and behold, today, again, same issue, trouble with the verdict slip. And I thought it was just horrible for Aunt Bev to kind of dismiss Alan Jackson when he brings up yet again, hey, this is a very confusing document that you have here. And maybe there's a few things that we could change in the wording that could make it easier for the jury. And she was so dismissive to him. And then even when the jury's asked, you know, for clarification on the verdict slip, she said, "Oh, well, I think that's self-explanatory. I think it's a great little document. They should be able to read it." And the truth is, she has now 2 trials where it does seem like a big part of the confusion came from her really strange, manipulative verdict slip that she sent to the back. So I don't know if there's anything to be done by, you know, the people of Massachusetts. I don't know if there's anything you can do about it, but there seems to be something very strange happening in the Commonwealth. And, you know, I wouldn't want to be worried about my constitutional rights there, but boy, it's a crazy trial, and it was even a crazier day today. So everybody in true crime is talking about that, and the big channels have it covered, and everybody is going to professional attorneys to talk about that and such. So I've made a decision. I think that I want to cover Foodie Beauty because she's back in a democracy. Let's just say that. And I don't think that the problems in Kuwait, I don't think they're over. But for those of you that don't really know much about Foodie Beauty, I did do a video a couple of days ago. Did a video a couple of days ago about her and the legal troubles that she's in. And why isn't that? There it is. And so I did kind of review, gave a little bit of history the other day when we talked about where is Foodie Beauty. And she did drop off the map for several weeks. And it was actually the longest period of time that she's ever been gone from the internet since she became a talking head online. And so there, people were saying, well, is she in Kuwait? Is she back in Canada? Is she in Thailand? Perhaps she's in the US. And everybody was kind of speculating and looking for clues and signs and trying to be detectives and such. And I said, at the time, that I hope she has the good sense to have already gotten on an airplane and be back in Canada, where at least she would have the hopes of an attorney that could protect her, number one. And that is, in fact, exactly what happened. We know now she went live yesterday for the first time in, I think it was almost 3 weeks. Oh, no, maybe it was 2 weeks. But she did tell the story that she had her last video where she starts crying. Salah, her faux husband, is he is in the side chat and he's yelling at her, get off the computer, close your mouth, stop talking about this. They had taken a kitten from its mother out of a public park, and that is highly illegal in Kuwait. They also have grifting laws in Kuwait. And so she just in all kinds of trouble. She remains in trouble. And yes, she can be extradited from Canada back to Kuwait should the Kuwaiti officials decide to pursue this. So she's currently safe. She has acknowledged that was in fact her in the photograph at her sister's birthday party. So good work for Gorlick Bread and others that kind of pinned that down. You were right. That was her. And she actually left Kuwait the day after the authorities came to the apartment and said, you guys are in a lot of trouble, right? For taking the cat. That was just the beginning. Now they got all kinds of other problems. But she got really freaked out, scared. Salah was yelling at her to stop talking, get off of the computer, quit talking about what was happening, because he understands. He's a Middle Easterner from Syria, so he understands Sharia law, modesty laws, and all that. He gets that. And so the next day, when he got home that night, she told him, you got to get me a plane ticket. You got to get me out of here. I can't stay. This is her story. So he gets her a plane ticket that night. She says it's around $1,200, $1,300. I kind of thought that was a little on the low end to buy a plane ticket, international plane ticket from the Middle East to the North American continent in less than 24 hours. I would have thought it would have been much more than that, but perhaps she had an existing ticket or, something. Anyway, bless the poor little guy sitting next to her, they were in a line of seats that was 3 seats together, and all 3 seats were filled. So it was Chantal, she said, some little Chinese fella, and then some guy who was drinking. And so I can only imagine that was a miserable 13-hour flight for the poor guy stuck in the middle. I mean, anyone stuck in that middle seat is awful, right? So she did make it back. She was staying with her mom. She was in contact with friends online who did not reveal her location. And she makes a statement, oh, it's great to know who your real friends are. And now, as of yesterday, she claims that she has an apartment and she's the only one that's going to be living there. And it's hers, and she's excited, and she's never lived alone. And she thinks it's haunted, which gives me the impression that it must be an older house. It's all creaky and everything. I mean, the walls and everything, it looks nice. It looks fine. But a little bit small, maybe. And so she's now on a great adventure solo. And we're going to call this the Cornwall Arc. Now, I don't know if we're going to keep it at the Cornwall Arc. It may end up changing and morphing into some different archetype. But I made this decision to do an all-out, I guess, reaction channel. I've never done one before. But I made the decision to do this because I find this woman absolutely fascinating. Her thought processes, the things that she does, the issues that she gets herself involved in, it's a circus. Like it is very difficult. It is very difficult to understand how a 40-year-old person manages to keep so much chaos going in their life, right? And yet there's times when she is amusing, entertaining, right? She's funny. There are other times when you're horrified. Like when you listen to her, you're just like, oh my God, why did you say that? Why did you do that? What were you thinking? So I thought that she would be a really interesting person to cover. Look, there are hundreds, maybe thousands of reaction channels that cover foodie beauty, DNA sequencing number 13. Yes, Nana, I would totally agree with the 14-year-old, the teenager view of the world, right? No, I think you're 100% right, Nana. I totally agree. Hey, Critters Watcher, Black Rose. So I wanted to kind of join many great creators that know they have like an encyclopedic level of knowledge about Foodie Beauty and her history. And never do I believe under any circumstances could I ever do as well as these other channels. So don't get me wrong. I'm not here thinking that I'm going to, be a great reaction channel. I'm here because I think this conversation is really interesting. And for the most part, I'm just a little bit curious about where this goes because I can see a train wreck happening. Now, one of the train wrecks that I think is going to happen is this. If you notice, I have her social blade. I have her social blade up on the on the screen. Now, this is a woman who several years ago, before she became Muslima, which I don't think she's truly Muslima, but it is the character she's playing right now. She was making $20,000 a month on YouTube. She was a very active, high productivity channel. She was making cash. right? Like the real deal. I think that that is a big part of, I think that's a big part of what happened that created this train wreck that we're now all kind of watching with our jaws on the ground. I think that when you make that kind of money online, well, not just $20,000 a month, but I think if you start making $2,000 a month, I think if you see that money begin to disappear, you're getting fewer views, less super chats. I think creators can panic. I think they get very excited about the notion of, wow, I've achieved a level where I'm making 1,000 a month, or I'm making 2,000 a month. Isn't this great? I'm never going to have a job ever again, because I can just get online and laugh and talk with my friends and make cash, right? And I think they do that for a while, but because women are fickle, viewers tend to wander to the next shiny object, right? So we have new people that come in, start channels, and people get interested and they leave their established channels to go look. And then you see your engagement go down and you freak out. When you realize that you're making less money, then you begin to say, oh my God, how do I bring everybody back? I've got to get my viewers back. I've got to get the engagement back so I can get my income back up. And you do things like shave your head live on camera, like Chantal did. Or as a 400-pound woman who's only 5 feet tall, you do an OnlyFans account and subject yourself to a humiliation ritual where you show your unclothed body to make money. Or you eat copious amounts of food live on camera to make money, to get people's attention. It's not good attention. Let me promise you something. To sit and watch a young woman eat 2, 3, 4 sandwiches, extra large fries, I don't know, a container of rice that is enough to feed a family of 6 or 8, an entire bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken, the entire like 21-piece chicken. To sit and watch that, on the one hand, you're fascinated because you think, how is that possible? Like I can't even finish a bologna sandwich. Like I always have a part of the sandwich to throw away, right? How does somebody eat like a dinner, a family dinner that's meant for 4 people? How can they physically do that? So it's fascinating to watch her and other channel creators that have seen their income go down, that they almost become frantic. Their antics get more and more unusual and ostentatious, trying to get the viewership back, trying to make the cash. And so I kind of think that's where we're going to pick up in the here and now. So as you can see, even though Foodie Beauty, her name is Chantal, she actually has achieved a YouTube button. She's got 107,000 subscribers. Her channel was created in 2014, 973 videos, and nearly 12 million views. She is ranked low. She has got a grade of C, when just months ago she was sitting up at around the A-B mark. So she hasn't been going live, right? There's been absolutely no movement on her channel at all in 2.5 weeks. So you're seeing how devastating the just sudden dropping off of the radar, what that does in terms of your standing. She is now ranked 1,982nd in the entertainment rank, which is really not bad at all considering the millions of YouTube videos or channels that are out there. But look at the reduction, right? Am I right? Let's see. June the 5th, no new wasn't another video made until yesterday, June the 18th. So it's actually, yeah, about 2.5 weeks. But look at this. So she's making consistently 3,000 views per video. Let me make sure you guys can see that. Yeah, you can. Well, that's another thing, Black Rose. Yeah, we got to talk about her religion. Well, we know why she backed off of her content, Justice Jane, because the Kuwaiti officials were trying to arrest her. She was a fugitive from the law. She's been in hiding in Canada, like literally in hiding. All right. I would love to hear your take on her husband, Salah. I got my thoughts on Salah, and they are not good. Okay, so let me get back on track. So she makes, 4,000-5,000 views per video. She puts video up daily, sometimes 2, 3, 4 times a day. So she's generating a lot of views just because she's got lots of videos going up. Now, this in no way compares to where she was a couple of years ago. $20,000 per month was her income. She was raking it in hand over fist, like incredible, right? Now she's only making, a couple $1,000s a month. So it didn't take but about a week to start seeing everything begin to sort of drop off, right? Now she's not making any content. You can see it says 972 videos on June the 5th. If you follow that down all the way to yesterday, June the 18th, finally there's one video added. So that shows you nothing there, no movement, and everything just sort of went stagnant or fell off in terms of views. And then yesterday, she put a video up, and look at her view count. 27,000 views from this one video, when the day before she had only gotten 1,800 views. So there's no question, even though she dropped out a couple of weeks, no movement at all on her channel, the reaction channels were beginning to move on. They were starting to talk about Amberlynn Reed or some of these other women online. And yet, boy, the minute she put a video up, boom, 27,000 views. And it is still going up. So Chantal continues. You can see that in the last 30 days, she's made 172,000, or she's gotten 172,000 views. But in the last 14 days, the last 2 weeks, 33. So in the 2 weeks before she fell off the grid, she had gotten 140,000 views. So the 2 weeks that she was nowhere around destroyed her paycheck that she's going to be having here in the next couple of days. So what makes a person do that? What makes a person abandon what is really a true job, like a real job, real income, not a couple $100s once a month, but enough money that you can actually live on it? Well, she got in trouble with the law. She stole a cat from a public park. It was a kitten. She took it away from its mother. There were people online that reported her. They called it in and reported her. There was a cat rescue place that saw the whole hullabaloo and basically reported her to the legal authorities. They brought civil charges against her, which then got referred to the criminal court. And boom, to make a long story short, She ran off to Canada, and it's still a little iffy to me on whether or not Salah is he still in Kuwait? Did he go to Syria? Did he go to Canada and they're hiding the fact that he's in Canada? I don't know. But we do know that the cat, Julia, there is a photograph where Julia is at the vet. She's getting documents so that she can travel, and she's getting microchipped. So the question is, Salah too is in trouble with the law, and probably in trouble more than Chantal, because he is considered an asylum resident in Kuwait. And so he would be expected to know the law. Now, the video that Chantal put up yesterday, she kept repeating, well, I didn't know. I didn't know that I was doing wrong. It wasn't like, I'm not like Vitaly. Vitaly knows that he's doing wrong. Vitaly goes to other countries and he intentionally breaks the law, and he tries to be, very bombastic and extraordinary. And that's not what I did. As Chantal, all I did was just try to help this poor little kitty. And because I tried to do a really great, good thing and help the poor little kitty, then the big bad meanies in Kuwait, they came for me. And they're evil and they're bad, and it's not fair. Now, when Nana Flower Power said a while ago that Chantal gives you the feeling that you're talking to a 14-year-old, she hit the nail on the head. Even this legal problem that she has in Kuwait, she's still taking the position, it's not fair. Not treating me nice, right? So, but as I listened to the video yesterday, I kept thinking, what about Salah? Now, I don't personally like Salah. Hi, Junie. How are you? I don't personally like the guy. I think we have plenty of evidence that he is not a man that you would want to hang out with. I don't have a problem with kink shaming. There are behaviors that are absolutely dysfunctional, unhealthy, exploitative, abusive, and a lot of people focused on the sex part of what Salah did. But for me, I was kind of grossed out and horrified by the fact that, his kink is playing with excrement. That is a sign of severe mental illness. The other thing that I noticed that stood out as particularly disgusting is that he used Christianity, icons of Christianity, as part of this kind of S&M kind of fantasy. He's a sick cookie. I mean, I'm just, in my opinion, that is disturbing at best. I mean, here's a question to ask yourself. Would you, as a Christian, or even if you're an atheist, would you take the Quran and throw it in the sewage? Would you take the Quran and rip pages out of it? No, because a decent human being respects other people's religious beliefs, right? You even though the beliefs or even the level of spirituality may be different than your own, you recognize as an adult that you don't really have standing to interfere with other people's beliefs and ideas. And religion, spirituality, that's something that we all inherently respect about one another, even if it's not your belief system. If you're not Jewish, you're not going to attack someone for being Jewish. If you're not a Muslim, you're not going to attack someone for being a Muslim. If you're not Christian, you're not going to attack them for being Christian. It's just an adult kind of respect that we show other people, just basic humanity. And his stuff got real antisocial, real offensive. So I don't like the guy, not by a long shot. But the question that I had that yesterday, as I was watching her first video where she came back, my question was, okay, where is Salah? Foodie Beauty keeps saying, don't worry about the cat because, you know, Salah is the best cat dad ever. Okay, that's a little much, Chantal. Like, really. We all saw what he said to Kybella. We witnessed it. It was gross. But where are they? And would this guy have the ability to request asylum in Canada? Or worse, the United States? Or did he hop on a plane and go to Syria? Or perhaps he's in Thailand where the laws are a little bit more forgiving, I think. This mystery is not even close to being resolved. So I agree, Amber Dawn. That's sort of my cutoff, right? I don't care what you do. None of my business. Don't want to know. It's weird to talk about people's, self-expression in terms of sexuality and love. It's weird to even want to know about it. But as long as the partners are both adults and everybody's following the laws of the country, then it's none of my business. But you start exploiting little kids, teenagers, things like that, then no. Then you do have to step up and protect those people that are not, they don't have the social power or the physical power to protect themselves. Now then, so the mystery is not yet solved, okay? We know that she is in Cornwall, which is where her mom lives. We know she's in Cornwall. She claims that she has gotten her own apartment and that she is living alone. She also told what I think was a tremendous lie. I think it's an absolute lie, Chantal, that you went in to purchase a car. I don't believe that. Cars cost money. Or if you don't have money, then you have to have credit, right? And right now, because the state of the world economy, credit has been locked down. They're not giving a lot of loans. They're not giving a lot of credit cards. So you've got, by your own admission, or at least what you've said, if I'm assuming you're telling the truth, you have declared bankruptcy. You owe the country of Canada a great deal of money. How are you going to buy a car? How are you sitting in there haggling over price, quote unquote, with no money and no car? You claim you spent $1,200-$1,500 on a plane ticket and you had to set up a new apartment. So deposits, first, last month rent. You're not making much money off a YouTube gig. I don't know how. I'm a little confused. Maybe you did. Maybe Salah gave you a big chunk of money. Maybe his dad was so eager for you to get out of his son's life that he gave you a hunk of change to say, please save yourself, go home, right? There are people that are really deep into this foodie beauty community, or Goral world is what they call themselves. They're convinced that this really was all a ruse set up by Salah and his girlfriend or possible wife to try to get Chantal to leave and go away so that he wouldn't have to deal with her anymore. I don't even pretend to know who's right, but I do call BS on the whole. I was there going to buy a car and decided that I would not. So yeah, but I don't know her finances. Maybe she does have a lot of money, and but it doesn't seem like she does. The way she's spoken and talked in the past, it seems like she's in some pretty thin, that she may be operating in the red economically, right? Financially, she doesn't have enough money, but we'll see what ends up happening. So that's where we're now going to, I don't think she is stupid enough to believe him. She knows more than she tells. Yeah. But she's like you said a while ago, Nana, she's quite, in terms of relationships, she is very much like a little teenager. She doesn't really know what a mature relationship, relying on one another, helping one another. She doesn't really know what that is, right? Like, you're going to find out. Yesterday when she was talking, it was like, I don't care. I'm safe. I left the next day. I immediately got back to Canada and now I'm safe. And you can almost hear her say, and that's all that matters. Now, she doesn't say that, but that body language is there. The body language of, oh yeah, man, I was in a lot of trouble. Like, I was running from the law. I thought that I was going to get to the airport and they were going to arrest me like they arrested Donna Sue Adelson, right? But then she was surprised when she got to the airport and no one interfered, and she got right on her plane and was gone, and that was the end of it. So something tells me there's something about Salah that is not being answered. Where is he? Why are you getting Julia microchipped and getting travel documents, getting her shots and everything? Why are they doing that if Foodie is the only one leaving? If Salah is staying? There's something, there's so much more to this that we don't know. And Girl World is acting like, oh, we know where she is. Okay, now let's move on. No, we don't. There are incredibly large unanswered questions. Salah is in danger of going to prison, right? Not only has he broken criminal code, but oh my gosh, he has broken so many laws in terms of Sharia council. It's not even funny. So would Salah be dumb enough to stay there and face the music? The fact that they're getting Julia the cat microchipped and getting her documents suggests that no, he had a plan too. He's going somewhere too. So did he go to Syria? Maybe he joined up with the Syrian army. I don't know where he is, but I think it's an incredibly interesting part of the whole story that Chantal has stayed far away from. All right. So I'm going to be quiet now and let's take a listen. I have not heard this today. I watched the one from yesterday. Have not heard. This is the one she did today. And notice, let me draw attention to the door that is behind her. notice the door, the handles and the hardware on the door. So those handles, doorknobs, and that hardware are somewhere like in the early 1900s to the 1920s. So she's in an old house. And I'm sure it's beautiful, right? But for sure, she's in an old house. She's not in like a new apartment complex, anything like that. And that's why she talks about it being all creepy and haunted and all that.
I have no makeup, nothing on. I look like crap. I can't wait to get back to... I can't find half my things. That's why I got to unpack. Hi, guys.
And I thought, well, that's kind of strange, right? She's been in Canada for like 2.5 weeks. Why hasn't she unpacked? And then I remembered, well, because she was at her mom's house. Now she's moved over to this other little house. So, but still, you were there 24 hours. You're not getting your makeup out?
Guys. Oh, look what you did. I'm a big pony girl. Yeah, I'm not sure. I was thinking doing a couple live streams a day and in one of them having open chat and then maybe at night do like a more intimate bees with just the beezers. I don't know. What do you think? Gotta give you something for joining. Oh, last night, how did I sleep? I slept very well. I can tell you, it's not haunted in here. I'm always worried about that in new places. Hi, guys. I'm just saying hi to everyone because, oh no, DS. Cleo, thank you for coming home. Well, I mean, Kuwait was my second home in a lot of ways. There's only one box right now. Look at my bed. Okay, I have another haul. I have a lot to do today. I'm going to be going to... I have a big order from Walmart coming. And since I didn't buy pots yet, what I'm going to do is... I bought all stuff that I can put in the oven. So like I bought a shepherd's pie. Anyways, I'll show you guys later. Did you?
Now I want to draw attention to something. She's been back in Canada for 2 weeks, right? Look at her eyes, like beside her eyes where her temple area would be. Look at her eyes and tell me she's not already looking healthier. She got to the point when she was in Kuwait that from the edge of her eye around over to her temples, there was literally a crease in her skin. It had gotten so swollen that she literally had creases. Or if another word, fat rolls around her temples. So just 2 weeks away from there, where you can assume she's living with her mom for 2 weeks, right? She's eating healthy food. She's probably making sure she's drinking plenty of water. She did say yesterday that she has gotten medical care. So, Chantal, already you look so much better. And I've had people say, what do you mean? She looks horrible. She looks terrible. There's no makeup, her skin. Oh, no. Makeup is an easy fix. I'm talking about the human being, right? Her skin tone, the amount of swelling. No, she already looks so much better. So, Chantal, take care of yourself. You're always saying, oh, I have the pretty card. Yeah, you do, but you've got to take care of yourself. And these mukbangs, they're killing you, girl. They are killing you. Stop it. You have such an opportunity now. you're away from that crazy lifestyle. Look, I lived in a Middle Eastern country for nearly 10 years. That is a hard life for people that have lots of money, people that have enough money that they can bring in healthy food and fresh fruits and vegetables and good health care. It's a hard existence, even for people with plenty of money. But for people that don't have money, for people that are reliant on the cheapest food, you are eating fat and carb and nothing else. It is hot. It is dusty. The number of bacteria is everywhere. You are now you have such a miraculous opportunity to rebuild yourself and your channel in a way that you become a tale of inspiration rather than a cautionary tale. You have a great opportunity to do it right. Your channel, the views are down. You've lost, some footing in the algorithm. Rebrand in a significant way that will be a path to health and happiness, a path where you are physically healing so that you can go out into the world and do fun things. You're a woman that likes to laugh. You're a person who enjoys activity. But if you're making money off of mukbangs, you don't have the ability to go out and engage in activity because you're carrying around 2 or 3 extra people inside your skin. But this, in 2 weeks, and already that swollen, puffy, creased fat roll is gone. Oh man, you could end up having such a magnificent channel, making loads of money, but it would have to be the happy arc, right? Chantal in happiness. Maybe an arc that you've never done before, Chantal.
Golden girl. Oh, I'm behind on my messages. I got so many on Instagram, but nice to see you. Hi guys. Yeah.
Right, Black Rose? Yeah.
Now, later I'm going to do an Amazon wish list. But like some things I still need to get for myself, obviously. Like I can't rely on that, but I appreciate you guys offering to get some things. Yeah, thanks, Alicia. Pizza's at his house. Hey, Saber. Hi, everybody. Belle. Yeah, I know. On Twitter, eh? Okay. Marilla, Andre Marie, Jen. Hi, guys. So, yeah. So, I got a whole bunch of stuff to eat. I got some Jamaican beef patties. Like frozen ones. Facebook Marketplace, yeah. They don't deliver a lot of the time. Yes, I miss Salah a lot. Merci beaucoup. Gloomy egg, stinky person. Chef, where do you know? Because I don't.
Now, one thing I noticed talking about where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Okay, where in the world is Salah? That's my big question. And one thing that stood out to me yesterday, and like I said, I haven't watched this because I was watching the Karen Reed stuff today. But yesterday, she was live for so many hours, and Salah never showed up on camera. Salah never showed up in her side chat. Where is he? I think it's over. I think he said, you got to go. We're in legal trouble. This is bad. Let me get you a plane ticket. Here's some money. Now you got to go. Hurry. Got to go. Don't worry about Julia. I'll take care of her. You got to go quick. Save yourself. I'll stay here and take it. Right? So then she goes, and now it's done. He's like, whew, out of it. It's over. Kuwait Foodie Beauty Arc finished for Salah. So I think it's very interesting that she keeps talking about him and says, oh, I miss him and he's my husband and we are married, but we're not going to ever see each other again. Like, how's that going to work?
pot or a microwave. So for those things, I gotta get a microwave and an air fryer. I like Heinz baked beans.
Baked
The
beans
curtains
like
are
the
cute.
most
Thank you.
unhealthy thing.
I just wanted something like, not black. Halima, welcome to Very Important Bees. Halima, ready, sit, bees.
And I was hoping
People live in the past. Hey, Rhonda, I have people sending me like screenshots of when people do really weird things just for my safety. Barbara, I shouldn't have to live this way.
What do you mean for your safety? That's a bizarre statement. I was really hoping that she would take off the hijab and get her some nice wigs, because the reality is that she is really a pretty woman. Like when she puts her makeup on, she's got her hair on, and all that. She is a pretty woman. So I just find this, and I know it's people's religious observance, and I don't want to step on that when it's authentic, but is this woman really Muslima? Like, do you think she's praying 5 times a day? Do you think she even knows what direction Mecca is? Like, what is this real? She cusses, like a drunk sailor. She's loaded up on edibles yesterday. You should have seen her. She had the grand hamburger eyes. This woman is not Muslima. Okay. She's play acting. It's like Halloween. It's a way for her to cover her, she's got alopecia or bald. She has a bald head. And I think it helps her kind of hide some of her, chin and jowls or whatever. But really, in truth, Chantal, when you do your makeup, you've got a pretty wig on. That is a hell of a lot better than just trying to like wrap it all up in a rag. Stop. Just, you're home now. You can be yourself again, because you are definitely not living as a Muslim lady.
All right. I shouldn't have to live this way.
And I agree, you should not be stalked.
I can't strike them, Saifi, or whatever. I'm sorry. I can't pronounce that right. Because there's no copyright. They're going to make you go to court. No way. But maybe for some other things. But I got to settle in. Hey, Monica. I'm showing you too much of my apartment right now. I'm kidding.
And Chantal is wise enough. She's experienced enough with this whole YouTube game, the grifting game. She's been in it long enough to know that for every reaction channel, that is like advertising. She knows that. Now, she may not like what people say. She may not like some of the people kind of make fun of her and all that kind of stuff, or definitely make fun of her. But it does get her views. And if your grift is just views and you don't care about any kind of reputation or anything like that, the more views, even if they're bad views, that doesn't matter. You're good about that. And that is kind of the way I feel about the whole drama community as well. I think people that start doing a lot of the drama stuff, I think, they may cry and pretend like they're upset that someone is hating on them or making a hit channel or whatever, but it just gets them more views, and if that's all they're after is making a paycheck, then I guess that is something that's working for them.
Kidding. Thank you, Missy. I have no idea, Kiana. I don't know our plans, so.
But I want to know where Salah is.
They contacted probably every shelter, every SPCA. Don't give a cat to Chantal Thoreau. Oh, look at you. Like, there's people on Twitter literally posting doxing. Like, if that was me doxing people, oh, welcome to my little Josie. I do like my new place. Imagine the outrage, right?
Well, to be fair, you have not treated your pet
in an apartment,
well.
not a room or a closet. Thank you. Am I being sassy? You're going to get sassy Saro. You're going to get sassy Saro. That's what you're going to get for a while now. Okay?
Okay,
Hi,
but that
Ashley.
doesn't hurt
You do not
anybody,
need beans.
Chantal. Nobody cares if you're sassy Saro.
Yeah. Who does that? They did that to DLF, yeah. I'm hyper and you're going to get it. You can get ass pats any day. It's great quote. Oh, my foot. Jenny, I'm not talking about our plans right now, but Chantal being gone from Golden Girl, I know. No, I wouldn't leave because of the war. I think it was in our best interest, actually, because create chaos gossip. Oh, look at these are already sent these. I'll probably do a members only stream later. So I did get some bunch of things at Dollarama. I spent like $100 at Dollarama, okay? On like stuff I don't like buying. Been a long time. Shouldn't have left. The black toes. Not great. My foot hurts. I got a dish rack. Yay. Oh, I think my mom got me these. Where is it? I'll show you these. Yes, I have a fat head and it's hard to turn it. I don't have a car.
Okay.
But they're like long, so they might not fit.
Those are cute.
Pickles.
Okay, so we see what she's doing.
Anyway, when I moved in
Just
here,
shopping. She was shopping and
Paddington
unpacking
Just
stuff yesterday. I don't really see anything. What is that? Those are her cats that she gave up for Salah. See the woodwork. It looks like it's pretty tired, old. So sad.
And lavender soap, like just to put in the bathroom or something.
I can love me some lavender soap. And I love toast. I do.
Well, I'll show you a
Toast
bit
with
here.
real butter.
I can put like a tape
Strawberry jam.
Hold on.
These are a few of my favorite things.
Blood sugar monitor, yep.
She has diabetes really
Unblock
bad.
everyone. My chat's boring. Oh, Lisa P, don't worry about it.
All right.
I'm going to be doing stuff in here, so my foot is bad. But I'm going to come back. Don't worry. Not too long for. Thank you so much. I have glasses, yeah. Corvus.
Okay. So, I mean, here's an hour, and she's basically sitting on the edge of the bed doing her video, right? And the same thing yesterday. She sat and talked and did her video. Here's the problem I see, and this is why I decided that I wanted to do a little reaction channel thing for her. I see a problem coming if she doesn't make some adjustments, and here's what I mean. She has no car, and in the past, if you go over to her channel and you look at some of her older stuff, you will notice Chantal did a lot of lives from her car. She gets dressed up. She leaves her apartment. She goes for drives. Maybe she goes shopping. Maybe she goes to a park and just sits out in the sun. But the point is that the car, it represents freedom to her. Like you and I get up, we have to get dressed, we have to get out of the house and go to work or go buy groceries, right? Well, or go visit family and friends, play video games, whatever, or play board games. Chantal doesn't have that. She doesn't have friends like that. She doesn't go visit her family like that. So she would just get in her car and she would go drive around. Sometimes she'd drive over to the United States and get food at the Sonic, or sometimes she'd go look at the waterfalls, whatever. So she's not going to have that. So that means she's going to be heavily restricted to her new little apartment, right? Nobody's going to be living there with her. She's never lived alone. This will be the first time that she lived on her own. And what does she do when she's bored or sad or lonely? She eats. So how could this current situation possibly end up okay if she doesn't have a car, which has been her favorite pastime besides eating? She doesn't have anybody just built in living with her, which becomes like companionship, because she doesn't have any friends outside of the apartment to go visit or that will come visit her. Her husband is overseas. I think this thing is going to go off the rails really fast. I think there's going to be a lot of THC use. She may return to drinking. I think that the loneliness is going to be the biggest battle at this point. So Chantal, right now, before you get lonely, before you feel isolated and numb because you are alone all the time, you need to make plans right now for how you're going to get out of the house every day, have a reason to get up, put your makeup on, and go out. And you need to have some people in your life. And how do you do it? Do you go to mosque and start attending some women's groups and make some friends that way? Maybe you try to meet some real life beezers and make a once a week meetup where you guys can hang out together. Or maybe cultivating your relationship with your sister and your mom and trying to make sure that you're getting out a couple of days a week and having social time with them. But the point is, because you're living alone and you don't have a job on the outside and you don't have a car, you're going to have to be really strategic. It's going to be really healthy for you to make a plan so that every day you get out, you come face to face with other human beings and you actually have conversations, right? Or maybe join the gym or find a walking club and actually start embracing some activities other than the food. And again, man, I would stay away from mukbangs. I would end that because that is killing you. And every other person that does the mukbangs, how many young people have sacrificed their health, their youth to food because it just became a way of making money, and then it kills you or almost kills you. So I really wish that YouTube would just ban the whole mukbang thing, because gorging with food is so physically damaging. All right. So I'm going to end this here. We're right at an hour. And I'm just going to do little updates as things happen. But again, my overarching is, where in the hell is not Carmen Sandiego, but Salah? Like, where did the dude go? That's what I want to know. It's crazy.
Well, I'm sitting in my chair late at night, watching crime unfold under the pale moonlight. From the darkest corners, stories unfold. True crime jewels, she's brash and she is bold. On the YouTube screen, we're digging deep.
It was good to see you, Black Rose, Nana, Flower Power, and Moonlight View. Thank you so much for being here. What could our inner thoughts be that drive her to be this way? I'm going to be talking more about that Moonlight View. Yep.
This true crime jewels got what you need.
Kelly O, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Amber Dawn Rising, great to see you. Thank you. I invite anybody that isn't subscribed, please subscribe so you get notifications when I do drop a video. I'll be making Sean Paul content, but I will also be covering the Donna Adelson trial and the Brian Cooper trial. Justin Payne, good to see you. Thank you for being here. June, thank you for being here, my friend. Dark Child, Martian, Rita Bell, good to see you.
We're chasing truth, we spot every lie. Step into the darkness, hold on tight. Two flashlights out there in the dead of night.
And, you know, praise hallelujah for Karen Reed and for conviction on drunk driving.
From the coldest cases to the ones that shine for crimes calling and
I'll be back, Junie. Thank y'all for being here and indulging me. I appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't already.
We're always watching Barry and waiting for
Oh, it's a wonderful day, Black Rose.
we discuss the proof, so hit that play.
And I've been making songs, so I have some YouTube song stuff loaded as well.
Family.
All right. I shall return. See you guys later.